Oh, they're good. I was chatting to the Powerhouse, who was their captain last year. She's running touch today because she's got a broken nose. I ref only one game of them last year, the semi-first final. Sorry, first second final, but they won that game by 1 point and I refereed them, so she was happy to see me. Broken nose. No, winter race. Going to both the teams I refereed both on their third beer and losers. Losers were quite frustrating. Had a question of law from one of the players.
That was interesting. They didn't understand it.
Well, he asked me this long question as the second half was starting. I said, let's chat afterwards. And I chatted and
It makes access to the law very difficult, I think. The law bodies don't have the concept. We don't make the law body available to players. I think the union, the register $1,000. You think that would give you half a dozen law books? One was on a big bit of string that would be tied up to the bar.
well, there's an app now which has it. But the way it's set up though, it's not easy to understand either.
Well, the problem always has been,
You need to know it before you can read it. I qualified as a lawyer in South Africa, but I struggle to understand it. Probably there's so many exceptions though. It's this and this is this. Like, and that's the problem for players and spectators.
we've got the biggest
this is the
law book of any other sport in the world. The netball is 25 pages or something.
And then the application is tough as well. So it's really hard. You take someone who watching our rugby hasn't watched one before.
If you haven't played it before,
It's pretty hard.
it's very, very hard.
Get him up there!
And it's basically half the law book is filled with trivia about pressuring balls, substitution, all that administrative stuff.
That's exactly
Doesn't need
right.
to be there.
It's a good point. It's in the competition rules.
Yeah. There's only half a law that's really important. And the most important law, which is land, is the shortest law in the book.
There's no clarity really.
Remember years and years ago they brought out a law book for dummies. I like it. I don't think I know. It's pretty much all sports.
Last year, I got every year now.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Dewar Shield Melbourne Club Rugby match of the round. We're down at Albert Park for the round 2 match between Powerhouse and Harlequins. And we've got a new voice to the live coverage, a man many of you will know, Mr. JC, Justin Carroll. Justin, thanks for joining us this afternoon. And great to hear that you'll be adding your wealth of knowledge to our live coverage.
Thanks, Beef. Yeah, and it was looking like a sunny afternoon here at Albert Park, but it looks as though it's going to get wet, which I think might actually play into Powerhouse's hands as the day unfolds. Yeah. But we'll see how the weather goes.
No, absolutely fantastic. It's a great rugby day, as they say. It's looking good. It's not too sunny. It's not too warm. It's not too windy. But if you know the Albert Park ground, the weather is coming off the bay from the kind of the St Kilda end of the fields. I'm just going to run through the teams very quickly because some of you may have seen the teams on the Rugby Vic website or Facebook. And there is a couple of late changes, especially to the Powerhouse side. Up front, we have Agape Tuigamala is actually going to pack down at loosehead. He was named at hooker. Paul Hooper is going to come into the side to hook. Philip Mary is going to be on the loosehead now. He was named at tight, so he's going to move across the scrum. We've got Ryan McKinnon and Rian Wisemental in the second row. Thomas Pope, Hayden McBride, Chuckle Say are the back row for Powerhouse. Halcyon Price and Billy Gray, the halfbacks. Mallow Young Yen and Andrew Gear in the centres. We've got Jim Mayer and Joe Moore on the wing and Simon Krell at fullback. For the Harlequins, as per your programme, if you are following, loosehead prop Turi Uwini, Steve Walsh, Angus Arundel make up the front row. Mania Coco and Angus Hamilton in the second row. Brendan Payne out of North Harbour. Katinali Ty and Tom Blake are the rest of the back row. Anthony Van Zyl, Philippe McConnell, Malcolm Khalifi and Leo Wade in the centres. Asieli Nui Belavo and Taylor Aitchison on the wing, and Justin Masters will be at fullback. What do you expect today, JC?
Well, I actually think it's going to be a bit of a game of two different styles. I mean, we know that Harlequins are always very clinical, particularly at the breakdown and from set piece. But speaking of set piece, that's probably Powerhouse's strength with Coach Cole Mooney, particularly around line out and scrum. So I think Harlequins will look to shift the ball. And I actually think Powerhouse will look to keep it to their strength, which is around set piece and the breakdown. So it's going to be an interesting afternoon and see how it unfolds. But I expect an improved performance from Powerhouse this week.
Yeah, it's always difficult to tell after the first round of games. But Box Hill did put 53 on Powerhouse. And Harlequins put 49 on Endeavour Hill. So on paper, it's... in Harlequins' favour, but let's hope both teams have learned. I think you were telling me as well, Harlequins only scored 7 before half-time against Endeavour Hills.
Yeah, it was relatively close before half-time, and I do know that Powerhouse have made a number of changes going into this game.
Yep.
So, I think they'll be stronger for the run last week, and I'm actually expecting a fairly tight contest.
No, let's hope so. It was the match of the round last week. We were at Moorabbin. It was a bit one-way traffic, unfortunately, so... We never like to see an avalanche of points on one side. Definitely, we need to see competitive rugby. So we are hoping that Cole Mooney has got his troops kind of back on the straight and narrow. And I know talking to Chris Allen before the game as well, the Harlequins coach, he is keen to spread it wide.
Yeah, and Harlequins like that. They're very clinical at the breakdown, and then they look for opportunities and they shift it to the edges where they've got some real strength. And of course, Justin Masters, who had an outstanding NRC last season, he'll be coming in and. He's a real danger for them, and particularly also they've got the return of Tom Blake, a former Australian schoolboy.
Yep.
And he's come back to rugby this year after a couple of years off, and he's going to be a real powerful weapon for them, particularly at line-out time.
And the man to watch has been highlighted as Brendan Payne. He's come across from North Harbour.
He has, yeah, and he's got some real skills, and he's a particular pest at the breakdown. So they're going to have to watch him, Powerhouse, and be really attentive at the breakdown as far as removing all the threats.
Yep. As we see Powerhouse come onto the field, fairly decent crowd here this afternoon. It's the new BLK Global Dewar Shield, so thank you wherever you are on the planet for joining us this Saturday afternoon. It's always great that we can show live Melbourne club rugby to the world, and I think last week, JC, even at Moorabbin, I think the last game was 7,000 views of the Facebook live stream, and now we have a highlights package on Channel 31 in Melbourne and down in Geelong as well. So it's great we can show Melbourne club rugby to the world. It's fantastic to see. And the standard is getting better every season. This TV coverage can only mean one thing. It's just going to get better and better and more attractive for players to come back and play.
Absolutely, and it's fantastic that we can actually showcase the match of the round each week and we can get it out to a wider audience. And so all it can do is grow rugby in Victoria, which is what we're all about. So.
Yeah.
As we said, we hope this is an exciting game and a tight contest, and it's a good display of probably what will be two teams that would expect to make the semi-final.
I think one of the interesting things talking to the Moorabbin players at the end of season dinner last year was the fact that a lot of these players are playing in the Dewar Shield, born overseas, and a lot of their families can now see them play rugby in live games, which makes so much of a difference. I know Mickey Entwistle was telling me his family have hardly ever seen him play rugby as an adult.
Watching from Ireland.
And now they can watch from Ireland. And I know Ryan McKinnon as well today. I guarantee, hello to the McKinnon family, they will be up watching this game. So hopefully the McKinnons will be joining us on the live stream. I guarantee they are. So a big hello to the McKinnon family. Harlequins a bit slow to come out. We don't even know where they are. They're finally getting here. They decided to warm up about half a mile away from the pitch. So
led by Gus Rundle.
Yes, Angus Arundel, an absolute stalwart in the front row. So Agape Tugamala leads the side. Like I said, late change for Agape. The fact that he's going to play tight head prop instead of hooker, but he's played all front row position. I think he even played number 8 one game last year.
He has, and also he's another one who came through the schoolboy system and represented Victoria with great distinction. So there's a number of young players. Billy Gray, I noticed, is back for Powerhouse this year, and I think he actually made the Australian under-20s train-on squad at one stage. So
there you go.
They've definitely got some real talent out there today on both sides, so it should be an exciting game.
The referee is Rachel Horton, one of one of the world's leading female referees. Harlequins are going to play, as you're looking at this screen, from right to left. They do have, I'm going to say, a slight breeze behind them, but it's kind of swirling around a little bit. And Philip McConnell's got the ball. He is going to get us underway very, very shortly. Harlequins in a nice little change strip instead of the traditional Harlequin colour. A bit of silver amongst it.
Yeah, they got the supporting Matty Vosa jersey on, which is great to see.
Alrighty, so we're underway. McConnell gets it away, and this is a Wise Mantle. That's Philip Mowry driving through. Good tackling there by Steve Walsh. Putting him down. Quick ball, Halcyon Price goes deep to Gray. Gray spins it out to Young Yan in the inside centre. He's still on his feet. It's gone down now. McConnell's put him down. Here's Tuigamala. Steve Walsh making another tackle there. Price trying to get him going, but they're all over the top, dragged down, and it's going to be a penalty to Powerhouse.
And as we see from the first whistle beef, Powerhouse going to their strength, trying to bend the line through the forwards, playing both sides of the ruck, and you can see they're looking for an opportunity out wide, but they're trying to attract that defence early on.
So here's Billy Gray, going to get it out into the Albert Park trees, and he does it with style. Very tall for a fly half is Billy Gray. So Powerhouse, they're going to have Tuigamala's going to throw this in. Obviously, he is a hooker, so it's not out of the ordinary to see him throw in, even though he's playing prop today. It's going to be a bit of a shortened line. We're going to see where he goes, whether he goes to McKinnon at the back. And it is McKinnon, but it's been stolen there by Hamilton. Here we go, McConnell. Nubelavu. Through the guts, Khalifi. That ball has been dropped. It's been knocked forward. And Horton will bring this back. Or will Powerhouse get it and counter? Yes, they will. Price to Gray. Gray, long ball out to Gear. Out to the wing. That's Mayer. Mayer still going over halfway. Going forward, Powerhouse very nicely. That's a poor pass from Price. It's bouncing around. Harlequins may have stolen this. Yeah, they're all over the top. It's going to pop out now. Khalifi out to Awade. Masters drives through there. Van Ziel this time finds Uini. Uini smashes his way through. Ball's come out quick. That was a nice chip through there from McConnell, but that has been snuffled back by Powerhouse. Put down Price. This is McBride picking it up. Wisemantle. Great. What's he going to do? Shimmies. Still inside this 22. He's beaten 1. He's beaten 2. He's beaten 3. Little tap tackle there. And he might have just got it nicked, though. That is Brendan Payne that's stolen that ball. Now, what can Harlequins do? Oh, it's a poor pass, but Nuibalawa's got it. Right up to the 22 now, Harlequins. Oh, that's been dropped in a tackle. What a tackle that was by Chuckle Say. Ball popped out.
Well, at the moment, it's a story of turnover football, isn't it? I mean, both sides are really trying to find their feet and get sort of into their patterns and into the way they want to play. And Cole Mooney would be very disappointed as the coach of Powerhouse with that line out and the steal from Harlequins. But you can see when Harlequins turn the ball over, the first thing they do is shift it to the edge. So that's obviously part of their systems. But at the moment, they're both playing really flat at the line and there's a lot of drop ball. So we'll just have to see which team settles first.
I think you're absolutely spot on. You can tell as soon as Harlequins get the ball, they want quick ball and they are spinning it as quickly as they possibly can out to the wide men. So it's going to be a Powerhouse defensive scrum here, right on the 22. Standing very flat, though, JC, so they might have a move on the old Powerhouse. Mind you, they're going backwards very quickly here. Price gets it to Gray, spins it wide out to Mayer. Mayer's going to use his wheels here. That's a good tackle, though, by Aitchison. There's all forwards in this back line over this side for Harlequins. Powerhouse can move it. It's a poor pass, though, so Gray's going to have to kick. It's been charged down. This is going to be interesting for Harlequins. As Payne charges through. He's back 10 metres short. McConnell, long pass out to Coco. Has he got it down? Yes, he has. Mania Coco scores the first try of the afternoon for the Harlequins off a charge down kick from Billy Gray.
So there we saw it again, Beef, the turnover ball. Harlequins shifting it immediately to the edge, regardless of what player's out there. They know exactly what they're doing, and they score on the edge. Bit disappointing there from Billy. He was a bit slow to get ball to foot.
Yeah.
And the charge down put himself under a bit of pressure. But as we were talking about, it's all about picking up the crumbs and the turnover ball from Harlequins and what they can do with it.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit of a poor choice then for Billy Gray to actually kick because he was actually one-on-one, and then Brendan Payne absolutely had a free run at him, and unfortunately he was always destined to kick, and it got charged down, and then, as you say, as soon as they went to the tackle, out it came, and Mania Coco scores the first try of the afternoon.
And up until now, Beef, it's actually been quite an even contest.
Yep.
So it's not quite against the run of play, but we'll have to see, as we said, which team settles first. But now that Quins have got the lead, it's all about seeing who can fight back and the bounce back as far as Powerhouse is concerned. So
McConnell lines this up, makes good contact, but I think he's just dragged it wide. Yes, he has. So that will keep the score at 5-0 in Harlequins' favour. We're only a couple of minutes in here at Noel Clark Reserve, home of the Powerhouse. Harlequins in an early try. Mania Coco, a little bit of a mistake from Billy Gray. But, like you say, JC, Powerhouse are quite confident trying to move the ball around. They've kept it a little bit narrow so far, but they obviously see some pace with Jim Mayer on that wing because any time they've got it in space going towards that way, they've whipped out a long ball to try and put him in some sort of space.
I was about to say, they're right to left. They're shifting the ball really quickly, and they see him as a weapon. So we'll have to keep an eye on that as the afternoon unfolds. And there's another error from Billy Gray, kicking the ball out on the full.
That's it. So he, as you said, in the lead up to the game, he's had a couple of years off as Billy, and he's been thrown into this. So hopefully it might take a little bit of a time to get back into it. But that's two mistakes in the space of a couple of minutes. And Harlequins with a scrum right in the middle of the field is going to give them quite a few options here.
Having said that, though, Beef, knowing Billy Gray quite well, what he does bring to the team is that ability to take opportunities. So I'm sure he'll bounce back.
No, definitely. This wind's picked up again, as you might be able to hear. So it is in the Harlequins' back. They've got 3 Harlequins on this short side. So let's watch for that as Van Zyl feeds. McConnell wants it. He's giving Van Zyl an early shot, but that ball's popped out and Halcyon Price has done it. Oh, they're spinning it back to the left wing again, looking for Mayer. This is Gear. Gear still going. Turnover at the back of the scrum, that's interesting. Price, Clark, Gray, I should say, not Clark. And that's a great kick from Billy Gray. And that is right on the 22. So let's hope he's got his kicking boots back on. That would be a great boon for Powerhouse. But this is a good position for them.
Well, that'll be a great confidence booster for Billy. And now we'll see the set piece from Powerhouse and see what they're going to do in the attacking 22 from this line out.
So Hamilton's normally their go-to guy in the line-out. Probably will stand at 2. He's a little bit back, but let's see where it goes. Steve Walsh to throw, and Hamilton it is. Van Zyl finds Ty right in the centre of the park. That's a good clean-out from Quins. Deep to McConnell. McConnell goes with a long, raking kick. Simon Krell, has he misfielded that? He's going to pick it up and go, though. He slipped over. It's a great tackle from Khalifi. Price looking on the short side, I believe. Yes, he's going to go short again on that left wing. This is McBride driving through. Price. That's Hooper, the replacement hooker. Gray. Spinning out. Oh, it's a poor pass from Gray again. That's Philip Mary that's been collared. McKinnon to Igamala, pops it out. That's been dropped, though, by McBride. Quins this time. Where are they going to go? They're going to turn over this ball quickly. This is Masters. Masters misses out. And that has just been slightly knocked forward in the ruck.
Gee, there was an opportunity there, Beef. They had some extra numbers out here again from the turnover ball. They had Tom Blake out here as the number 8, waiting for that turnover ball on the shift. But just a bit of inaccuracy with the passing. I think Powerhouse are a bit caught between the way they want to play at the moment.
Yeah,
they seem to want to get to that left edge, but they also want to carry hard over the gain line through their forwards, and they seem to be missing their passes when they go to shift. So we'll see if they settle in the next few minutes.
It's quite interesting. Malo Young Yang, when he picked up the ball on his right-hand side, immediately looked to switch it back over to the left wing. So it's obviously their game plan today to get that left wing happening. So let's see if Quins can secure this ball after losing one against the head just now. But it's a big drive, but the scrum's collapsed. Here we go. McConnell looking to get Nuabalavo away. Nuabalavo takes him on. Good tackle there by Joey Moore. Van Zyl finds Payne. McConnell, little short ball there to the big fella Coco. Already scored 1 try today. Long ball. This is Angus Arundel. Oh, that ball popped up. McConnell's got it again. This time he's found Owade. McConnell's picked that ball up again. This time he's put Katinali Ty in. And he's gone over in the short side. Beats 1, beats 2. And that's TRY time, number 2 for the afternoon.
Gee, Beef, Cole Mooney will be disappointed with that one. Number 13, Andrew Gear, shot out of the line, creating an overlap and creating a massive hole without actually making the tackle. And that then created the opportunity for Quins to shift it, as they do, to the edge. And, of course, they score out wide again. So they're just a little bit rusty with their defence at the moment as well. So they've just got to reconnect there. That when they hold the ball, they look as though they can do something, but they're just making those errors. As we said before, they seem a little bit mixed between the way they want to play. So hopefully they'll get a message out there and settle things down.
I'll tell you what, I was telling Philip McConnell then, he handled the ball 3 or 4 times in that whole movement inside the 22. So he's getting around the field quite well.
Yeah, he's very much Harlequins general, and a lot of the plays come off him. And you could see they had a set play off that scrum to start with, and where they came to this edge, and in typical Harlequins fashion, they score on the far corner. So Powerhouse are going to have their work cut out unless they start getting their defence in order, and particularly their spacing and numbering off.
Katanali Ty there with the try, as a good open side does, on the shoulder of the man making the break. And as soon as McConnell just got that little ounce of space on the blind side, as soon as he made contact, popped it up to Ty, who did the rest. But McConnell's got a difficult kick from that far touchline. He's teed it up right on the 22. And I don't think that's going to make the distance. No, and that is 2-0, but both unconverted. So that gives Quins a 10-0 lead.
Right, so we're going to see now in the next few minutes, I think, Beef, just what this Powerhouse team are made of. This 2 tries in the first 15 minutes isn't what Coach Mooney would be after. So we'll see if they can get some field position and just settle things down.
So let's see where Billy Gray's going to put this. And he's gone right up the guts with a kind of a shortish kick. McConnell's going to go along from the 22, and that is a great kick from Philip McConnell. That's past the 10-metre line. He has got the wind at his back, but that is a fantastic kick from McConnell. So Powerhouse will have a throw-in. Again, it looks like a shortened line. There's 3 forwards right at fly half, so you can tell what they're going to do if they're going to secure this. McKinnon is going to be the go-to man again, I reckon. Here he is, he's up, and that's been pushed forward by Harlequins. That's a knock-on, so that's going to come back, even though it probably wasn't straight. But Powerhouse with the advantage.
Well, that's 2 lineouts that Powerhouse have thrown in and 2 that the Harlequins jumper has got in front. Yep. So I think Cole Mooney will send out a message pretty soon to go to some movement lineouts so we can get away from that defensive threat that's coming through from Angus Hamilton, who's one of the great lineout specialists in Victorian Club Rugby.
Yeah, and they do actually have, just with Hamilton and Coco, there is quite a height advantage in that second row for Harlequins as well. But perhaps a few shorter ones at 2 instead of deeper in the line. But Powerhouse have got away with it then with a knock-on from Quinn, so they get the scrum. Billy Gray is very, very deep, so this is an interesting formation that Powerhouse have got, but they've got to get this ball out of the scrum because Harlequins are pushing through and, pushing upwards and round. So penalty to Powerhouse. Probably a little bit lucky there. But
surefire sign though, Beef. Once the hooker stands up in the scrum, generally you'll see the penalty go against him. So I think the Quins hooker there, Steve Walsh, he's just got to stay down and hold his shape a bit longer, and Quins probably would have got that penalty.
Yeah. So Billy Gray kicks to touch, halfway between the halfway and the 10-metre line. Powerhouse a little bit slow to get to the line, although that is a deliberate tactic by the look of it, not giving too much away. They're sticking with the 4-man. So I wonder where we're going to go this time. Well, Gamala is gone to 2 this time, and that ball is back. Price trying to get it back. This is Mayer coming off his wing, looking for work. Price goes to short side again. That's McBride this time going forward. It's been stolen again by Quins, though. Unbelievable. Van Zyl comes away with it. McConnell looking at Khalifi to Awade. Nubalavu goes clear. Good tackle there from Krell. And that is knocked forward at the tackle at the breakdown. So it's going to be a scrum. Powerhouse favour. Oh, the linesman's in, having a little chat.
So there's the tried and true formula again from Harlequins. Turnover ball on the right-hand side of the field. Play ends up stopping on the left-hand side of the field. They just look for that shift as soon as they gain possession in general play.
Masters came into the line very early as well to create that 1-man overlap. They got it quickly to Awade, who got it to Nuibalavu. Put him in just that 1-man clear space. And all of a sudden, right on the 22.
And as you said, Powerhouse were lucky to get away with that. That was actually from running into their own player, where they were trying to pick and drive quickly down this left edge, obviously aiming to shift it to the right.
Halcyon Price going to feed. Scrum's gone backwards so far. They've managed to get it out and got a penalty. They're going backwards again here. Price gets it clear though. Gray to Young Yen, to Gear. Gear's coming away with it. Look at this. Andrew Gear. Fantastic run. He's still going. He's got a man in support. Krell. Oh, geesh. Krell got smashed. So Price are going to come away with it. They've got space out of here if they can get it out to the wing, but this is going to be a high tackle. Or no arms, I should say, instead of high.
Oh, I think he's lucky to get away with that one, Beef. There was no attempt to wrap arms around the player there.
Absolutely not. Tell you what, the noise was good as well. It sounded good, didn't it? That was right in front of us here.
It was. There was strong body contact there, which, as I said, I think he was a bit lucky to get away with that one.
I'll tell you what, Simon Krell is looking a little bit rough for wear after that. It's. I think you're right, JC. That was interesting that Horton didn't actually even have a word. And that kick from Gray, oh, that's a fantastic kick. It's just got there. 5 metres out. Look, that's right into the face of the breeze. And that only just got across the line. But they're in a good position now, Powerhouse.
Well, this is a real opportunity for them. 5 metres out, attacking line out. Tati Tuigamala's got to hit his mark, and then I'm pretty sure they'll probably go to the maul here.
It's a full line out -1, actually, because Chuck Say is at fly half if they do get. They're going to the back. McBride, that's a good jump. Can they secure it? They're going to roll this round. Thomas Pope trying to direct operations there. They're still rolling. They're going forward. Can Powerhouse get over this line? They're still going. That is Chuck Say. 1 metre short. They're still going forward. That's close. It's got to be close. That could be Tuigamala. Can they recycle? That ball looks as though it's trapped in there. Hopefully they'll get it back out. And it's a penalty. Oh. Paul Hooper there falling over his own feet. So what will Powerhouse do here? Tuigamala trying to direct operations. Scrum, line out, tap and go. Billy Gray's going to take the ball and kick it to touch.
So they're going to have another go here, Beef. They're going back to their strength, which is the line out. And again, don't be surprised if we see the maul.
Again, Chuck Say is going to stand at fly half. So depending on what kind of ball they can secure, we might see Chuck Say on the charge. So Agape Tuigamala again. Going to throw in 6-man line. Where are they looking this time? They went to McBride at the back, looking at, though, it's McBride again. It hits him on the chest. Here we go. Can Thomas Pope wheel him around? Halcyon Price trying to get him to come inside. Ball's on the floor. Oh, that's been knocked forward at the back of that rolling maul. But Harlequins coming in on the angle, and it's going to be a penalty to Powerhouse. Again, Billy Gray wants the ball. He's going to kick it into touch again. It's good to see Powerhouse trying to get a try.
So here they are going for third time lucky. So that's 2 penalties now, and I think referee Horton's having a quiet word as this line out sets that she's not going to continue to put up with illegalities from Quins in denying this try scoring opportunity.
All right, will Powerhouse go third time lucky to McBride at the back, or will they change it up? Tuigamala, no, he's gone to McBride again. 3 out of 3. But the ball, McBride's been taken to the floor very quickly. Price out to Gray. Long to Gear. Gear has been collared by his opposite number, Awade. Powerhouse charge in. Price looking for runners. This is Wisemantle. Price can go left this time. Oh, holding on this time. Oh, gee.
So that, of course, is one of the problems, Beef, when you go from a maul and you shift the ball wide, you get your centres can be isolated unless the players around him do their work. So we had an isolated Powerhouse player there.
Yeah, Andrew
Number
Gear.
13 it was, Andrew Gear. And, of course, that broke down all the play from Powerhouse.
Yeah.
And coming back on this side to the middle of the field, we had the holding on penalty against them. So opportunity lost.
That's it, and that's a great kick from McConnell again. You're absolutely right in what you say. The gap between Price to Gear and Jim Mayer out on the wing, they were so wide. As soon as Gear got tackled, there was no one in support, and they couldn't get there. And when they did eventually get there, Gear was hanging on for all his life, and that was a penalty. So Quins right on the halfway line. They're 10-0 up here at Albert Park. Oh, that's not straight. We can see that because we were looking straight down that line. But here's the big fella, Mania Coco, right up the guts. Van Ziel, McConnell. Misses a man, Awade. And Masters coming in the line, but he's dropped that forward. And here goes Joey Moore. That ball's coming out. Oh, Harlequins fringing again. This is Ryan McKinnon at fly half. That's not a position he's been familiar with over his career. Phil Amari has secured that ball. This is the number 8, Chuck Say, looking to counter-attack. They got numbers out on the left. Big fella Paul Hooper charging through. He's beaten one. Wrestled to the ground by Owade. Oh, charging up. This is Young Yen. Find McBride. McBride puts Joey Moore away. Can Moore break free? He's beaten one. Still on his feet is Moore. Still going. They're about 10 metres short. Price. McKinnon at fly half again for the second time in the move. This is Maori. Put to the ground. There's numbers out if they can get it there. This is Pope. Pope finds Tuigamala. Finds Mayer on the run around. That's Pope again. A lot of forwards wanting the ball here. What are they going to do? I'd rather them set it up and set it up again and reset. That's Maori that's secured that ball. Young Yen. Young Yen's tackled very, very well. Price, McKinnon, Tuigamala. Being very patient, which is great. The ball may have been stolen. That ball's not coming out, I don't think. Yes, it is. Price has got it. McKinnon. Oh, that's a high tackle. Horton's going to play on by the look of it. Pick and roll. Nice. Good work from Powerhouse. They've been very patient here. Very, very tight. This is Maori. Maori's picked up the ball a couple of times in this movement. Up to about 11 phases so far. This is great work from Powerhouse. Being very, very patient. Looking for an opening. Price looking for Krell. Krell's put down at first contact. Maori again. Oh. Price. McKinnon. Fly half for the third time. Tommy Pope. Wisemantle this time. Tell you what, Harlequins haven't really missed a tackle in this whole defensive move. This is Mayer off his other wing looking for Moore. Moore is beaten one, held by the shorts by Nuibalavu. Price quickly there. Maori handled the ball a number of times. He's made great yards there. There's penalty coming by the look of it, possibly. This is the hooker, Paul Hooper. Price goes to short side. McBride switches play. Krell's in the line. Krell's isolated here. I think they're going to come back for the penalty, though. Or not releasing the Simon Krell, so it's going to be a penalty against Harlequins right in front of the post, 20 metres out.
Well, Beef, that passage of play started on the 22-metre line, went for about 17 phases, and then look where it's finished, right on the 22-metre line. So credit to Harlequins' defence. The issue I have at the moment is the speed of ball that's coming from the Powerhouse breakdown. It's just that second or two too slow, which is allowing Harlequins to set their defensive line and then be very effective at the breakdown. So if Powerhouse can speed up their delivery of ball from 9, I think they'll get more go over the gain line. But at the moment, they really just went from side to side and didn't actually go anywhere.
I'll tell you what, here's a telling decision, though. They've kicked for touch the last couple of times, being 10 metres out, and this time right in front. They've decided they're going to take some points. So Harlequins' defence probably winning the day there.
Yeah, well, we're nearly 30 minutes into this first half, and if they can sort of turn at half-time around 10-3, or even, you never know, get a try and be 10-all. I think Powerhouse would take that.
Well, they got the win second half as well.
Anyway, as you said, Beef, it was great patience from Powerhouse. They maintained possession for a long period of time, and we'll see if they can get their first points on the board.
Yeah. Price to kick, and he is driven that through. So that puts Powerhouse on the board. They are down 10-3, and like you say, JC, if they can snag a try just before half-time and go in at 10-all or 8-10, could be a whole new ball game second half.
Absolutely, and I think that retention of possession, that the last 5 or 10 minutes of this game, they've actually held the ball.
Yeah.
But they, again, I still think they're a bit confused about how they want to attack, and it keeps breaking down with slow ball. So we'll see if they can speed up their delivery.
I think it was interesting on the 22 when Malo Young Yen got the ball again on the right-hand side. He went straight back to go left. So McConnell gets this deep in the 22, and that is that new? Geez, that's a great run. That must be Jim Mayer, is it? Off the wing.
Number
but he's
20 off the bench.
Number 20 is a new player off the bench. It could be Daniel Hediachi. Not quite sure. I thought it was a new player. McConnell's got the ball. He's chipped ahead. The only person back is Joey Moore. So hopefully Moore can pick this up. He has got it. Oh, he's going to take on 2 Quins players. He is very isolated. He could be in trouble here. And he has been put down for the touchback. And it's going to be an attacking 5-metre scrum. So there is a change. And we need to find out who has come on in 20. We think it might be Daniel Hetiachi. And I don't know who's gone off.
If I look down under the trees over there, Beef, it looks like Billy Gray's actually gone off.
Oh,
so
really?
he's walking over there under the trees behind the tent.
That's a big loss. He is. I can see him behind play.
Looks as though he's holding his shoulder.
Yeah,
so hopefully
good.
Billy's okay.
Just when they had a good period of possession as well. So, okay, so we'll try and work out the rejigged back line because it looks as though the number 20's got into the centre. So whether Andrew Gear's come into fly half, he probably has actually. So Anthony Van Zyl feeds, and Tommy Blake looking for options. Got it at his feet. He's got it under control. Harlequins driving forward. Will Blake pick it up, or will Van Zyl pick it up? Blake does pick it up, and can he get over? No. Great defence there from Powerhouse. But great run there. Nua Balavu, has he got over? Not quite. He held up short. But I think there's a penalty possibly coming to the Quins. Blake again looking to direct operations at the back of that ruck. That's a short ball, and they're in. Quins for the 3rd try of the afternoon. And just looking to see who that might have been. Is that Katanili Tai again? They'll be disappointed with that Powerhouse. They really will.
Well, particularly after Beef from the kickoff, they actually got gain lined, got through the gain line, and then made the error. And of course, what did Powerhouse do? Great vision from McConnell, put the ball into the corner, put them under all sorts of pressure and dominated at set piece. So Powerhouse will be disappointed with that after having so much possession, putting some points on the board. They've now turned that straight around.
That's
so
exactly
they've got to go back to the drawing board.
That's Turi Uini, the loose head prop. He's lost his headband. That's why I couldn't recognise him. He did start with the white headband. So that is the try. All the tries through the forwards, JC. So that kind of tells you something. Even though they're trying to spin it wide, the forwards are actually getting over the line.
And I actually saw Tom Blake, the number 8, speaking to referee Horton there at the end of that passage of play, asking when that scrum dismantled why there wasn't a penalty option.
Right.
But she obviously had a reason for it. But the end result, 5 points for Harlequins.
They were still moving forward as well, though, so that's probably why. As McConnell is going to line this up just outside the 22. He's 0 from 2 so far. So can he rejig himself? I think he can, and that is straight over the middle. So Philip McConnell finally gets his kicking boots on, and that makes the score 17-3. Not long to go in this first half.
This is the period of play, Beef, where Powerhouse have to be really careful just before half-time. They've let in a pretty soft try there, and we don't want that to go back-to-back and the score to blow out at half-time. So they've really got to knuckle down here in the last 5 minutes and get to half-time.
That was a good chip from McConnell, left Joe Moore quite isolated at the back. So Price is going to take on the kicking duties after Billy Gray's going off. McConnell's going to switch it. They're going to try and run early. This is Justin Masters into the line. Masters pops it up. Van Zyl's gone very deep back to McConnell, who drives it straight up the guts. There is a rejig in the back line. I think this is Andrew Gear with the ball. It's going to chip ahead. That's a good kick. They need to get some support here. McKennan's gone up. Where's that ball? Harlequins have come up with it. Van Zyl this time. Van Zyl's going to spin it. This is Arundel that's dropped the ball, but Horton is going to bring it back for a knock-on from Powerhouse chasing the kick.
It was actually a good option from that. Was actually Marlaw Yao Yen in the backfield in that period of play. But it was actually a good option because with some dark clouds coming in over Albert Park, the wind is starting to swirl around a bit and it's pretty difficult to take the high ball. But it was just a knock-on from Powerhouse, gave them the turnover again.
Okay, so the rejig backline. It looks as though Simon Krell's gone into fly half. And like you say, Malo Young Yen's dropped back to fullback. And gears it outside centre. So scrum to Quins. Bit more solid, wheeling round. They haven't quite gone the 90, so they're going to run. This is Malcolm Khalifi coming in off first receiver. McConnell finds Masters, who kicks ahead. And that's a cracking kick. One bounce and over the sideline. So Powerhouse going to have a defensive line out on their own 10-metre line.
And that's what Harlequins do so well. That's rugby 101. Crash ball off 12. Ball goes back to McConnell. They find the space out on the edge and they either exit through hand or foot. And that time, a very good kick.
So shorten line out again. Oh no, possibly foolish. McBride's picked up the last few deep in the line out. This time they've gone to number 2. This time it's Tommy Pope that's got this ball. So they're spinning it wide. This is Krell at first receiver. The new man in number 20, we think it's Hetiachi. Wrapped up very well by Quins. They bring it to ground. McKinnon as it's fly half again. That's his new role. That ball's rolling back. Price short of a few options and gets it to Krell, who kicks left-footed. That's a cracking kick. Still going. Masters. What will Masters do? He's going to take them on himself and kick ahead. Masters, that's a cracking kick. Ryan McKinnon signals it straight out. So Powerhouse will get an advantageous line out inside the 10-metre line. Not long to go in the first half. Let's see if Powerhouse can get on the board in this late stage and get back in the game.
I think they got away with one there, Beef, because they were calling to shift the ball out to this edge, but Masters went for the straight approach down the field, and then the kick was a little bit too heavy.
You're absolutely spot on. If Masters had gone to his left, he had 3 guys outside him, and there weren't too many Powerhouse defenders right in front of the absolute speed of Awade and Nuabalavu. Anyway, Powerhouse got the ball. That's gone behind Wisemandel, picks it up, though. They're going to get it back. Price goes the short side. Again, great drive from Pope. Say. Held up, that ball. It's come back on Powerhouse side. Price looking for Hooper. Hooper sets it up well. Good clean out from Powerhouse this time. Looking to pick and roll again. And that ball is again popped down the side, but Horton thinks that Harlequins have infringed. That's going to be a penalty to Powerhouse right on the 10-metre line, centre of the park. Price is going to have to take on the kicking duties while Billy Gray has gone off the field. I'm not sure whether it's a kind of a permanent sub or if it's blood or head. Not too sure, but or has Price made it? I'm not sure he's got the distance. No, he's not. Oh, what a move, Van Zyl. But he's kicked it into, no, it's Taylor Aitchison, I should say. Kicked it right into Paul Hooper, and that ball's bounced out. It's going to be a Harlequins throw.
Gee, Coach Cole Mooney will be disappointed with that, Beef. That's just a poor error, really, not to put the ball into touch just before half-time, and they could have had an attacking line out.
Instead, they've got a defensive one, so let's see if they can kind of steal this ball late on. Got good field position. You can see from the touch judge's flag, the wind is quite strong in Harlequins' back. So big jump from Payne. Secure good ball as Quins pile in here. They're good momentum moving forward. Look at this, good drive, still going. Paris managed to snuff it out early. And they've driven through, but they've driven through illegally. Angus Hamilton there congratulating the rest of his forwards.
Gee, they got some momentum with that maul, and I think they're going to use that as a weapon moving forward in this game, particularly if the rain comes, which it looks like it's going to do.
Yep.
But you can see that Quins have the ability to either shift the ball, play it in tight, and their systems are very effective. They're very good at doing the little things well.
So they've moved it up close to halfway. Getting right on the half-time whistle now. Powerhouse forwards, back line up very flat. That's a quick ball. That's a great jump from Payne. But that ball has been dropped by Anthony Van Zyl. And it's going to be a Powerhouse scrum.
Just not balanced at the top of the jump there, Beef, and Anthony Van Zyl standing quite a distance from the line out there, so the ball dropping at his feet was a difficult one to take. And here's the opportunity the Powerhouse are looking for right on half-time.
Well, the one glimpse we've had of the replacement in the centre, he broke a few tackles and nearly broke through the line all the way. It wasn't for a tap tackle late on. Let's see if they're going to get him the ball early on. He's standing at inside centre. We're going to go and try and confirm who it is. Price. Good scrum there from Powerhouse. Here we go. This is Mayer off his wing. Mayer looking for work. He's made great yardage. They want Price trying to get his guys round. This is that Mayer again? Price looking, Twigamala this time. Short ball to McKinnon. McKinnon was standing still, unfortunately, when he got that ball. Couldn't get any momentum moving forward. Price, long ball. Hooper. Hooper's put down on the 10-metre line. Price moving it again. This is the new man. Hayden McBride breaks one. He's gone past two. McBride still going. He's inside the 22. Price gets there quickly. Krell. Short ball to McBride again. Here's Twigamala. Good tackling there. That's Masters up in the line tackling Twigamala. Krell out wide. That's Tom Pope. Flicks a little inside ball through to Young Yen. Krell, Twigamala. They're about 15 metres short. They desperately need a try before the halftime whistle. Great run in there from Gear. Gear still going. Couple of metres short. Can he get the ball back? This is the big fella, Mary. Mary's in! Those big, long arms. Pumped over the line, and that is just rewards for Powerhouse right on the stroke of half-time. Oh, what a movement that was from Powerhouse. That was fantastic play. Great patience, great running, ran some straight lines.
And I think you'll find that that ball carry in midfield there was for Marlo Yao Yen, who actually carried the ball, and that was after the replacement down the left-hand side. Hetiarachi did very well as well.
Yep.
The difference there, Beef, speed of ball. Once they bent the line, they were playing quickly off the breakdown, getting over the gain line with their big forwards, and it paid dividends.
Yep.
That's just the points that Powerhouse were looking for going into half-time. Should get this kick, which would make a real difference at 17-10 as opposed to 17-3.
Exactly right. So Price going to kick and has slotted that through. And that is half-time. So that couldn't have come at a better time for Powerhouse. Great try and a conversion from Halcyon Price. But tell you what, Hayden McBride, what a break that was on the short side.
Absolutely, and that's really changed the game, and that'll give them a lot of momentum going into half-time and into the second half. And so Coach Mooney will have some real positives to tell them. But again, I think they've just got to decide the way they want to play. And when they bend the line, bring the Harlequins defence in, and then particularly go to that left edge where they've got Jim Mayer just causing havoc down that left edge. They look really effective, but the speed of ball is what's killing them.
No, absolutely. And I tell you what, after a shaky start, the last 20 minutes, Powerhouse have had so much possession. Just for one little mistake that's cost them a try, it's been unbelievable. It would have been close to 10-all.
Well, that's right, yeah. And turnover ball early on.
Yep.
And so really, if they hadn't turned over so much footy, they'd actually, probably even be closer. But as we said, they'll be pretty happy with 17-10, particularly turning with the wind at their back.
And a bit of momentum. So half-time here at Albert Park. It is 17-10 in Harlequins' favour. We've had tries from Manaya Koko early doors, Turi Awini and Katinali Tai. Those 3 tries for Quins. Philip McConnell's had 1 conversion. And we've had a try right on the stroke of half-time to Philip Mary, and a conversion and a penalty from Halcyon Price for Powerhouse. So at half-time, the score is 17-10.
And Beef, we've just had an update from Wellington.
Yep.
Half-time in the Rebels versus Hurricanes game. It's not good news.
Oh,
The Hurricanes leading the Rebels 26-0 at half-time.
that's all right. Rebels have Danell with the win second half. It should be fine.
Hope so.
Yeah. Talking about Danell with the win, like I said, when Powerhouse do turn around, they may well be looking like they're going downhill, and they definitely have the win second half. So hopefully, just 1 try and a conversion down, 1 score could mean the difference. So, like I said, when we previewed the game last week, Harlequins put 49 in Devon Hills, and Powerhouse conceded 53 at Box Hill. And like you said, you expected these guys to come out and fight, and fight they have, and they've been quite impressive.
Absolutely, and you know, as I said, the coaches of Powerhouse at half-time, they'll be talking about the improvements in that last 20 minutes in particular. Getting over the gain line, they executed their line-outs a lot better. They've obviously got to do a bit of work in the scrum, but you can see that when you do get front foot ball and play off the back of that front foot ball, they can actually bend the line and go through the line.
Yeah.
Chris Allen, the coach of Harlequins, he'll be telling them, these guys have now got a sniff. We've now got to try and counter that as soon as we can. And the worst thing that can happen to Powerhouse in the second half, of course, would be the Quins to come out and score because they put on 45 points in the second half against Endeavour Hills last week.
It's going to be interesting to see how McConnell moves the back line into the wind as well, whether he's going to use kicks or whether they're going to continue to try and get it out to the wingers.
I think what we'll find in the second half, Beef, is we'll see a lot more carry from the forwards of Harlequins.
Yeah.
And I think we'll actually see an early kicking game from Powerhouse to see if they can get some field position and hopefully get an error from Harlequins, which they can play off and hopefully get some points.
No, that's exactly right. As you can hear, possibly, the wind is strengthening. So that's another advantage to Powerhouse.
Yeah, and it looks pretty black over the bay at the moment, Beef.
It is getting dark, isn't it?
I don't know whether we're going to get through the afternoon staying dry, but hopefully
we've been lucky
we will.
so far. A big hello to everyone watching around the world. I know we do get some loyal viewers. It is so good to bring you the Brighton Renault / BLK Global Match of the Round every Saturday afternoon. And as we mentioned earlier, it is absolutely great to be able to bring you live coverage of Victorian club rugby.
And also, Beef, it's great to see a really competitive game at half-time. So
yes, exactly right. No, it's a fantastic game of rugby. It
should
really
be a
is.
ripper second half, and it'll be very interesting to see the tactics of both teams, as you said, with the wind picking up, and Powerhouse with their tails up going into the second half.
Big hello to Sam Tuiba, big Quins fan, watching online. James Chand, absolutely loving the coverage. Sione Faea, thank you for your very kind comments. I'd love to commentate for Fox on the Super Rugby. That'd be awesome. Tom Murray, Devon Nichols, loving James Chan's work. And Kurt McKenzie, all watching. Thank you for joining us. Big hello to the McKenna family in Ireland as well, because I know you guys will be watching. Remember, if you're in Victoria on a Wednesday and you're not watching live, then there is the replay show on Channel 31, where you can relive the highlights of this good game of rugby.
Well, only a minute or so left before the start of the second half here, Beef, and both teams in a huddle, and it'll be interesting to see what they come out and the approach they take in this second half.
Yep.
Particularly as these conditions are starting to close in and change.
It is darkening. I can say that. It is just.
And no doubt,
I fear the worst, mate. That's what I was going to say.
But no doubt the message from Coach Toms and Mooney for Powerhouse will be, we've got the momentum. We've now got the win behind us. Let's make Harlequins play out of their quarter.
Yep.
And if they're going to score tries, let's make it from 50 or 60 metres.
Yeah, exactly.
So
right.
we just don't want to see those early errors. And I'm sure that Coach Mooney would have addressed that at halftime.
Definitely. Ada McCormick, big hello to you for joining the coverage. Good to see so many people watching live on the live stream in this Dewar Shield Match of the Round at Albert Park. Powerhouse hosting the Quins, losing finalists last year. Very, very unlucky not to be premiers, in all honesty. So I can't see any changes. We do have one change for Powerhouse. We think it's Daniel Hediachi that's come on in place of Billy Gray at fly half. So Halcyon Price is picking up the kicking duties. There's a little bit of offside here on the kickoff, but Harlequins are getting the ball. This Masters Dropped by Awade. Has that gone forward? Yes, it has. Right on the 22. Here we go, JC. Well, this is the mistake.
This is exactly what we said at half-time, isn't it, Beef? So we're looking now for the error coming out of their own quarter. Set piece for Powerhouse, and let's see if they can put some early points on the board.
Yeah, it was interesting. Masters trying to move the ball quickly and run at them, but just an errant pass just behind Awade, or wasn't in front of him, I should say. And Awade's dropped the ball and given Powerhouse an absolute scrum. Actually, there is another change. Sa has come on for Powerhouse, packing down at 8. So whether Chuck Say's gone off, I think he may have.
Keep an eye on Jim Mayer here. He's got him behind the scrum.
Yes, he has. You're right. That scrum's gone down. We're going to reset. No, we're not going to reset. That's referee Horton has decided that Tuigamala has dropped the scrum, or he's not stood up, I should say, more than anything. A bit harsh first scrum of the half. So McConnell is going to relieve a little bit of the pressure here. And he's driven that out. It's going to be on the 10-metre line. So Harlequins get out of jail a little bit there.
Yeah, it does look like Chuckle's been replaced. Chuckle Say's been replaced at half-time, Beef, and he was actually one of their more productive forwards in the first half.
Yeah. So Quins to feed. Steve Walsh. Big throw. Hamilton. Well, that ball slowed as Van Zyl does well. McConnell. Little pop pass to Coco. Good clean out there by Hamilton. Van Zyl all the way out. This is Khalifi. Khalifi's broken one. That's a good tap tackle there from Krell. Van Zyl. McConnell. Awade. Great tackle by McKinnon. This is Masters, and that ball's popped up, and that has gone forward. He reclaimed his own knock forward by a little bit, but I think that must have hit a Powerhouse player, so they're going to get a scrum.
Well, it looks like our question's been answered pretty quickly, Beef. Quins aren't going to change the way they play at all. They're playing side to side, using the width of the field and trying to get the ball to the edge as quickly as they can.
Yeah.
They obviously hold one of their loose forwards on each edge to create extra numbers, and that's creating some opportunities for them. So in saying that, in the conditions, that can also create some opportunities for Powerhouse.
Exactly right. Exactly right. So Price is going to feed this. Can Powerhouse be a bit more sturdy in the front row? Hopefully Tuigamala can keep his feet, and he looks like he's doing well. Price is going to get it out quick. But that ball has been kicked through. I thought that was kicked through by a Quins player, actually. And what are we going to do? We are going to reset. I think we're going to have another Powerhouse scrum. Price is desperately trying to get the ball out, but it kept kind of collapsing around him.
Powerhouse scrum just needs to hold its shape for a little bit longer, and they would have got clean ball then, but I think they thought the ball was out and they eased off.
So Turfiga Sa is at the back of the scrum now. So it's a very wide gap between the back of the scrum and Krell at fly half, but Price is going to get it to him. What's Krell going to do? He's going to kick it left-footed, and he's going to turn Nuibalavu. Nuibalavu picks it up, get those long legs, but that's a kind of an aimless kick forward. And the Powerhouse player just couldn't get to it. That's Philip Mowry that's kicked it ahead after he tried to trap it. Great work by Brendan Payne again, though. Angus Arundel at fly half, feeds it out. Van Zyl, what's he going to do? Angus Hamilton looking for work. Great tackling there from the Powerhouse forwards. Van Zyl, this time McConnell. Oh, that's a forward pass to Payne, but Payne's going to go through anyway. Van Zyl. Khalifi. Khalifi comes inside. Tuigamala tries to get his hands on the ball. This is Aitchison. Hasn't had much work today as Aitchison. Normally quite prolific on the wing or at fullback. There's no one here to get the ball out for Quins, but Van Zyl finally gets back to his feet. McConnell takes on one, goes inside. Gear puts him down. It's a penalty hanging on. I can see that from here. Tell you what, though, the Powerhouse player was quite lucky on this side. Wisemantle didn't quite roll away, but he's got away with it. Bit of back chat there.
Yeah, we've gone 10 metres extra, which will help them downwind. That's pretty good defence from Powerhouse. They're really coming out and competing hard at the breakdown, which is slowing down Harlequins' ball, which is allowing, obviously, Powerhouse to set their defence. So it's going to be hard yards for Harlequins to run the ball out of their own quarter.
That's tough. Price didn't worry too much there about distance, just absolutely gave it a wallop to make sure it got over the line. Looks like there's going to be a shortened line.
And again, looks like they're stacking their midfield here, Beef. So look for
Hayden
particularly
McBride at first receiver. So let's see what they're going to do.
Lurking in the background.
McKinnon secures ball. It's not quite as quick as it could be, but McBride steps inside. Still going. Good support there from Powerhouse. They're going to go to the short side. Phil Mary. Bang! Loving contact as Phil Mary. Oh, they've come through the guts there, Harlequins, illegally, and that was always going to be a penalty. As soon as Hamilton put his hands on Price, Horton's arm was going to go in the air, and McKinnon is signalling to the bench. I think he might, or somebody else wants a replacement. Not quite sure what Ryan McKinnon's asking for, whether he was actually talking about the Harlequins play on the ground. I think that's Turi Uini that's injured. Looks like it might have been a bit of a head clash, possibly.
Yeah, we hope Turi's okay. It looks like there could be a bit of claret coming out of the...
I think it could be a nose.
The nose or maybe a lip. Looks like the nose.
Yep.
But here's a real opportunity for Powerhouse Beef. They've obviously got the penalty. They're going to pump the ball into the corner and then go to their set piece and hopefully play off that.
Definitely is a nose injury. I think it was just a little bit of a clash with Gabe Tuigamala. I think he just put his nose into the back of Tui's head, and that's a pretty hard head. And Horton and the touch judge on this side is going to call out Angus Hamilton for a quick chat just about how Hamilton came through the middle and grabbed the scrum half when he wasn't supposed to. So I don't think it was too much in it. It was just open, and forwards are a bit stupid. They just grab the whatever they see in front of them. Don't react too well to situations sometimes.
It was, but as we know, the halfback is hands off until he's actually cleared the ball from the ruck. So probably a fair penalty from referee Horton.
So Marlo Young Yen is going to take the ball and probably take over a few kicking duties here, as Turi Uini's gone off the field to get that nose repaired or plugged up. So I'm thinking possibly Ed Davis or David Uone might come on. So Marlo Young Yen puts this right in the corner. That's a cracking kick. So about 8 metres short. Powerhouse 10, Harlequins 17. Turi Uini's gone off to get his nose looked at. He is a try scorer today, obviously, as well. So 8 metres out. They're quite slow to get to the line. Oh, no. I was looking for Tuigamala. He's actually gone to get the ball about 50 yards past the pitch. So we're going to have a slight delay while we get set. So who's your money on at this stage, JC?
Well, gee, it's what have we got? 7 or 8 minutes into the second half.
Yeah, it's early.
We
Momentum.
expected it. All the territory's gone with Powerhouse. So if they can maintain this.
Yeah. Tuigamala looking short. No, he's not. It's going to be McKinnon. Oh, it's a great jump from McKinnon. What will Powerhouse do? They're all piling in, including Jim Mayer, the winger. Going to roll it round. They're 5 metres short. Still upright. Still Hayden McBride. They're piling in here. Price. Where's he going to go? Looking for Krell. Krell, missed move. This is the big replacement. This could be Hetiachi. 1 metre short they are. Price, which way he's going to go? Ryan McKinnon at fly half again. He's been collared. Now they've got to set it up. Get moving the ball quickly. This is Tuigamala. Takes him on, head on. The old Maori sidestep. Wisemantle looking for work. This is fantastic from the big second row. He's played well today, Wisemantle. And they've lost the ball. Here we go, Harlequins. They could go all the way here. Could be a costly turnover. Harlequins come away with it. This is Aitson. McConnell. Oh, no, it's mismoved. It was a slow ball, but they've got men. Oh, Arundel. Absolutely dropped his sitter. Copped one as well for his troubles. Hediachi. This time, Hediachi has absolutely run over Angus Hamilton and knocked him to the ground. Simon Krell looking for options. Price. Oh, no. This is Jim Mayer's dropped the ball. A few heads. Powerhouse heads went down then very quickly. McConnell. Here we go. Angus Arundel this time finds Aitchison. Aitchison comes off his wing, beats one, he's still going. Looking for Blake. Blake finds Aitchison again, looks inside of McConnell. McConnell still going. Pop pass. Great tackle from behind from McBride. Did well to get back there. Aitchison spins it wide. This time it is Nui Balavu. Nui Balavu gets it out to Katinali Tai, and it's TRY for TAI. Try time for the Quins.
That is what you call a coach killer, Beef.
Yes.
All the pressure down this end, rushing plays. Again, they looked a bit disjointed in their attack, and again they had slow ball. And of course, Harlequins on the counter-attack, doesn't matter where they are. And they just supported superbly down this right-hand edge, shifted the ball back to midfield, and obviously that opened up the left-hand edge. And again, forward scoring out wide for Quins.
Yep, exactly, yeah, spot on, spot on. And the worst thing about it was, even after turning it over right on the Harlequins line, they had an opportunity when Angus Arundel dropped the ball again, and then, unbelievably, they turn it over and they concede 80 metres.
Well, obviously the advantage was over there,
yes,
and I know they would have rather the scrum down there, but they tried to push the ball, got it to the edge, made the error, and the end result is 5 points and possibly 7, although it will be a difficult kick in these conditions, but that's going to be interesting to see how Powerhouse react to that, because they've had all the territory and all the possession in this second half.
Yeah, you absolutely termed it correctly, the absolute coach killer. Unbelievable. And really, Harlequins, they haven't put 2 passes together this second half, and all of a sudden they've gone down the other end, using pace out wide, and they've managed to actually turn defence into a, well, I was going to call it short-handed try. They're not quite short-handed, but they've gone 80 yards against momentum as McConnell tries to drive it into the wind, and he's just dragged it to the left. So those missed conversions may prove costly at the end of the day. Harlequins 22, Powerhouse 10. Look, still a long way to go. And momentum changes quickly in rugby union.
It does, and as we've seen, particularly in the first 15 minutes of this second half, the wind is a real advantage here. It's just that Powerhouse has to be patient when they get down there and take their opportunities.
So Price looking to restart this. Which way we're going to go? Going to go on the far side, and he's gone deep into the 22. Brendan Payne this time. McConnell looking to kick. It's an interesting kick, and that has been left alone by Jimmy Mayer. And it's going to be a line out right on the 10-metre line.
All right, so let's see if Powerhouse can maintain some possession going into the half of Harlequins here with the wind behind them. So they've just got to execute this line-out. You'll see that the previous line-out, they went to a movement line-out. So they obviously worked that out at half-time.
So, it's been knocked forward. There is a scrum coming if they don't get anywhere. I think Horton's going to bring this back. They will. So knock on there at the front of the line. There is a sub on for, I think it is a replacement. It is Ed Davis that has come on for Turi Uini, who's gone off for blood, we think. And I think I see Matteo Vibote there as well on the Harlequins side, so he's come on. Powerhouse scrum here. Going to be interesting to see what they're going to do with this. I'm sensing crash ball from the inside centre if they can get good ball. They're going backwards. Can they get it out? No, Quins. What a drive that is from Quins. Great pick up there from the number 8, Blake. McConnell gets it wide. This time is Khalifi. Khalifi's gone through, found Masters. Masters beaten one. He's come inside, and Masters has gone all the way. Shut the gate. It's try time. Quick ball, JC. Quick ball.
Absolutely. Their scrum was absolutely demolished by Harlequins, and as we've seen all day, Beef, with the turnover ball, they are just deadly.
Yeah. When they got possession of the ball from that scrum, Van Zyl got it straight to McConnell fed it out to Malcolm Khalifi, and he put Aitchison away. Justin Masters away, and it was all over. Masters, good pace.
And that's just been the difference really between the two sides all day. The speed of ball that Harlequins are able to play with gives them so many more options, particularly in attack. Powerhouse's ball has just been very slow and very stagnant, and that's allowed Harlequins' defence to get on top of them and basically negate any opportunity that Powerhouse has. They've just got to try and speed up the rhythm of the ball in attack so that gives them more options.
McConnell lines up for his second conversion of the afternoon. That makes the score 29-10. It's harsh on Powerhouse because they have started this second half very well, but absolute explosive scrum by Quins off their defending ball. But as soon as that ball came in the scrum, God, didn't they push through, and they were absolutely destroyed. And I think there's been a few changes to the Powerhouse front row, or the scrum by the look of it. So I will try and let you know who's come on. Price. It's gone high and long. This is Vibote, who's off the bench. Quins driving in. Going to get the ball. Van Zyl, McConnell. Short ball to Khalifi. Masters in the line. Sorry, this is Khalifi. Come inside, that's Blake. Blake's played very, very well today. Van Zyl goes open, McConnell looking for work. Hamilton taken to the ground. Quins go in, Van Zyl again, McConnell. Long ball out to Vibote. Vibote still going. McConnell. Hamilton, short ball to Khalifi this time. Actually, that is the new man, Kumi. McConnell shows and goes. Payne on this near side. Arundel driving forward, still going Arundel. Oh, good clean ball this is for Quins. Oh, that's a knock on there from Justin Masters, who was standing at fly half, but possibly the reason why is Powerhouse are all offside. Masters kicks to himself and goes. Oh, my word. Justin Masters, like a hot knife through butter, beats two, and he's in under the sticks for his second try in the space of 2 minutes.
I can tell you what, at the moment, Beef, it's the back row of Harlequins that is absolutely slaying Powerhouse. They are all over the field. They're doing their work up the middle, then they're holding on the edge and creating extra numbers. And at the moment, Powerhouse just can't number up in defence. And it doesn't look good heading into the last 25 minutes of the second half. The floodgates could open here unless Powerhouse can get some field position and maintain some possession.
Yeah. And Masters absolutely showing great opportunism. The fact that he saw a little gap when there was a penalty awarded in midfield, looked up, there was 2 or 3 in front of him, he kicked it to himself and he was off. Those orange boots, you could just see him flying, but he just off his left foot again for the second time and just sliced through 2, and it was hardly touched, and he was in under the post again.
And that's just attitude, isn't it? Obviously back-to-back tries, the heads are down in Powerhouse, the body language is poor, where Harlequins, they're up and about. They're really ready to turn the screws and finish this game.
So McConnell looking for his second conversion in the space of 2 minutes from basically exactly the same spot, and he's knocked that over, and that makes it 36-10. And like I said, it's a little bit harsh on Powerhouse, who started, even though 17-10 at half-time, they have scored 3 tries this second half. But Harlequins, to be honest, have hardly had the ball, but they have, every time they've got the ball, they have made it count in a big, big way.
They have, and that ability to score long-range tries, because they've got such a talented backline in particular that any opportunity, Powerhouse drop off or miss a tackle, they're going to get hurt.
There is a whole host of subs on the field, by the way, so just bear with us while we get established with some new names. It is a little bit difficult to see. We are at ground level, so the numbers aren't quite that clear. But Quins have got the ball. This is Angus Arundel. We know him, and he is charging forward. There's a man that's on the front foot all of a sudden. And that's a poor ball out to Kumi, the number 22. Kumi still got the ball. He's still going. He's going sideways more than forward. But amazingly, they've got the ball out to that left side, and the ball's popped forward. Here, what can Powerhouse do here? Paul Hooper has brought up the ball. Powerhouse piling in. Bit of momentum here. Price looking to get this line going. McBride, he's tried hard all afternoon, and there's a man that makes good yardage every time he gets the ball. This is Hediachi. Hediachi steps inside, beats one, gets brought to the ground by the replacement. Price has gone to that far side. Oh, great move there. What can Powerhouse do? They found Joey Moore. Joey Moore showing some wheels. Joey Moore still going. Only 5 metres short. They got numbers here if they can get it out quickly. Price looking for help. Twigamala this time. Twigamala goes to ground. Can they get it out quick? Yes, they can. No, Price is held in. Still trying to get the ball out. Krell. Hediachi, long ball. They're by themselves. Can Mayer get in? Mayer's gone round his man, and he's into the corner. Jim Mayer, try time. He's deserved that, Mayer. He's worked very, very hard.
He has. He's been their most effective attacking weapon all afternoon. And that was a really good play from Powerhouse. Powerhouse earned the right to go wide. They worked down that right-hand edge. They had a fantastic run down the right-hand side by Josh Moore, got the penalty advantage, and basically they did a Quins on Quins.
Yeah.
Shifted the ball back to the left-hand edge. So, good effort by Powerhouse there, because they could have really dropped their bundle. But, you never know. Rugby's a funny game with the wind behind them.
That's right.
And they've now got their tails up again and can see what they can do.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, the replacement, if it is Daniel Hediachi, which is on the team sheet, he has made an absolute difference. He takes people on. He throws a long pass. He actually straightens the line a little bit. Halcyon Price, that's a good kick, but it's not quite going to get there. So, Powerhouse back in the game a little bit. 15-36 here down at Albert Park. But Powerhouse turned a little mistake into a try. Fantastic. And that was from inside their own half as well. So they have been keen to run it all afternoon. Tell you what, I've just thought about it. How many kicks in open play has there been today? Absolutely bugger all. Both teams have tried to run this ball from every section of the field.
But I think you'd see that from a Powerhouse point of view, Beef, it would be a coaching instruction, because the damage that can be done from the backfield of Harlequins doesn't matter where they are on the field.
You can hear this wind get up as well. So McConnell going to kick. It's not McConnell. It is Isaac Adams, I think, has replaced McConnell. As Powerhouse, they've gone again. This time it was Sa. Showed some good speed for a big man. Powerhouse trying to run it wide again. Malo Young Yen into the line. Paul Hooper, I should say. Hooper, he's looked busy as well for work. Here we go again. This is another replacement. The big fella, he's dropped the ball. Unfortunately, is not quite sure who that is. That's a good kick from Aitchen. Aitchen's gone very long. McKinnon is unbelievable. He's back at fullback, is the big second row. And that's a kick in relief by Paris, and it's just crept over the line from, I think that maybe Malo Young Yen back there.
Yeah, it was, Beef, and you'll find that the replacement for Powerhouse is Lorenzo Fui.
Okay.
So he's come on, the big fella, and even though the turnover there, Powerhouse on their 40-metre line, they really need to defend here.
Right. Lorenzo Fui looking to make a difference. They need some impact here, and they've got it from a few of their subs. It's been good to see. They are blowing a little bit, Paris. It's been a tough game up front for them. That's a great jump at the front of the line by Payne. And that ball's floating around. McKinnon asking whether he can get his hands on it, but he can't. Hamilton plays scrum half, finds Payne again. Payne drives through, put to ground. Van Zyl this time. The new man, Adams. Short pass. That ball's popped forward, picked up by Powerhouse. What can they do? Great work from Hooper. Price to Krell. Spinning it out wide. What a tackle that is in midfield. Fantastic. Andrew Gear got absolutely smashed there as soon as he received the ball. It was a little bit up in the air, and Vibote got to him very quickly.
And obviously being caught behind the advantage line, no advantage to Powerhouse, so they'll come back for the scrum.
Yeah.
Here's a real opportunity for them. They got the whole right-hand side of the field open. Blindside wingers coming across, so they're looking to attack from inside their own half to try and put some more pressure on Quins.
Yeah, they've brought every back out to the open side. Maya is going to sit just inside Krell, who's standing at fly half. Taylor Aitchison in defence on the right wing for Quins is marking absolutely no one. So they could have an man advantage here if they get good ball, but we have seen their scrums go backwards quite regularly this second half. They're going backwards again, so that ball's not going to come out. Yes, it will come out though, and it's going to be a penalty for the big drive, and Powerhouse couldn't compete. Anyway, Van Zyl is going to get Adams moving really quickly. This time it is Kumi. Kumi has put Masters away again. Masters though has been tackled. I think he's dropped the ball, so Powerhouse is going to come away quickly. Tuigamala caught in back play. Tell you what, if they move it out here quickly, they're all forwards out on this side, but Krell is going to kick ahead, and this is Aitchison moving back to fullback. He's got the ball. Taylor Aitchison, he beats one. He's put down by the second defender. Taufa this time. Taufa's gone clear, puts the ball down. Van Zyl, this time to Isaac Adams, and has found Payne out on this right wing. Gets it inside to Taufa, who has jumped in for try number 7, Sione Taufa. And that is basically sealed the game. But what movement again, and what we said all day about quick ball, off turnovers.
Absolutely, Beef. And Isaac Adams, who has come on and is now playing fly half for Quins. I don't know whether you could pick it up in the effects microphone, but was yelling, find an edge, find an edge. So that's obviously what Harlequins are trying to do. They're trying to take the ball to one side of the field and play off the edge of the field, which opens up the whole side. But on that opportunity, Payne was running down that edge. They're playing a classic, what they call Beef, a 1-3-3-1. So they got 6 forwards in midfield, and they obviously have 2 floating, but normally back rowers on either side of the field, and they create extra men. And the thing about Quins is they've got catch and pass ability on the edge with these back rowers, so it's almost like they've got extra backs, and that was very well spotted by Isaac Adams, and they attacked down this right-hand edge, and Payne was very effective in that try.
There's not much to Isaac Adams, but he's got a good boot on him, and he has absolutely slided it through from the reverse touchline. What a kick that is from Isaac Adams. So after creating the try on that short side, he's also converted from the touchline. So that makes the score 15-43. And Quins again approaching the same score as they did last week when they put 49 on Endeavour Hills. So, can Powerhouse finish off strong? They haven't. The worst thing is they haven't been outclassed today at all, but the scoreboard doesn't quite reflect that.
That's right. It's just that ability for Quins to hurt them from anywhere on the field like this.
And this is an unbelievable run from Leo Wade. Well, I think that's Viale actually who's come off the bench. Yes, it is Anapatero Viale. So Van Zyl, Adams. Great short ball to Payne. Brendan Payne. Brendan Payne's away. Will he go himself? He is going to go himself. But he's been tackled there by Young Yen. And that ball's coming out to Aitchison. Aitchison, he's beaten 1, he's beaten 2. He squeezed up, he's popped the pass inside to Payne. And Payne's there. TOI time for the big Kiwi. And that, I tell you what, that's capped off a fantastic display from Brendan Payne today.
I was about to say, Beef, the 2 involvements in that particular try were all Brendan Payne, weren't they? And he has actually been the standout player, I believe, on the Quins side today. He's just been in everything. He does his role, and he's got a really expansive skill set when it comes to either playing on the edge or playing in the middle, and he jumps at number 2 in the line-out. So he's got it all.
Yeah. I think I'm going to have to correct you there. I think I got it wrong. It's 16 instead of 6, so I think it's David Ione that's gone over. But you're right, Payne has been fantastic. But I'm pretty sure that may have been 16 instead of 6 I saw. So,
well, it's trouble time for Powerhouse now, isn't it? Even downwind. Here's Isaac Adams from exactly the same spot.
Adams, he hasn't quite made good contact with this, actually slid across the ball there. So that's put him up to 48 this time.
And just a quick update from Wellington, Beef.
Yes.
The Rebels have stemmed the bleeding somewhat.
Oh, nice.
And it's now, after 56 minutes, the Hurricanes 26, the Rebels 7.
Told you they were coming downhill with the wind second half. They're coming back. Right, Powerhouse 15, Queens 48. Van Zyl, Adams. This is Brendan Payne, who broke free earlier to create that try. Been fantastic today, Payne, as we just talked about. This is Masters, scored a couple of long-range tries. Kumi pops it inside to Aitchen. Aitchen inside to Adams. Adams looks to come inside, beats nobody, gets tackled by 2. Van Zyl looks for Hamilton. Hamilton pops a pass out, but it's gone behind Malcolm Khalifi. And that ball's been knocked forward, but Aitchen there, off his wing, put Adams away. Adams didn't quite have the support, got put down. Unfortunately for Queens, the ball ended up in Angus Hamilton's hands, who normally he's quite a good pass, but this time he just looped it over and the play broke down.
And Beef, this is where Harlequins are at their most dangerous. They're now freewheeling it.
Yep.
They know that they've got the game in the bag. They know they've got the spirits of Powerhouse down, so they're taking opportunities to show all the skills that they hold from number 1 to 15.
Malcolm Khalifi is putting a fantastic performance today. Inside centre, he's been in nearly every move.
Powerhouse have obviously struggled in the second half with their set piece, and scrum has been no exception. And it looks as though coming out of the centre of the field here, Beef, Quins are going to attack this Powerhouse feed, and don't be surprised if we end up with another penalty to Quins.
Yep. Price will be looking for a clean hug and get that ball as quickly as possible out of this scrum, because the last 4 or 5 scrums, the forward pack has gone backwards very quickly. They're not quite set here. Oh, we've got a short arm penalty. So Price runs round the back, putting Mallow Young Yen away. They've got a long wide line. Tuigamala, long pass. Could have been, oh, nobody knew what to do. This is Hediachi. The Powerhouse players finally got to the ground. Tuigamala takes him on head first as normal. Price, Hediachi goes over the top. Brendan Payne gets there. Khalifi rips that ball out, does Malcolm Khalifi. Ball's come back on Harlequin's side. We fear the worst now. Quick ball here, turnover ball, has been dangerous all day. Hediachi, hands on the ball. It was always going to be a penalty as soon as he got lifted. So Isaac Adams is going to put this as far into the 22 as he can. Goes the banana. And that is going to be 15 metres short of the Powerhouse line. Replacement David Arney is going to throw in.
Look for another quick ball to Brandon Payne at 2, or going to Gus Hamilton, I suggest.
Yep. Jack Fitzgerald there giving instructions. He's off the bench as well. Taufa at 2. Could be the man to go for, or will it be Gus Hamilton? It is Hamilton, and that's a great jump from McKinnon. He was unlucky there, Ryan McKinnon. But Fitzgerald charges forward. Quins, quick ball. Adams, long pass out to Kumi. Kumi comes inside. Malcolm Khalifi has joined that ruck and moved it forward another 5 metres as Van Zyl gets a slow ball out to Kumi, I think that is. And here we go again for Quins. This time it is David Oney picking up that loose ball, but that pass has gone nowhere, but it's going to be a penalty for illegally pushing down in the tackle. And here we go. Aitchen's looking for work. Tap and go. This time it is Vibote. 5 metres short.
2 flankers out on the right hedge here, Beef.
Yep. Khalifi deserves a try, and he's going to get one. Malcolm Khalifi has been absolutely outstanding today, the young fella, and deservedly picks up a try And I think that is number 9 for the afternoon for Powerhouse, for Harlequins.
Yeah, I'm afraid there, if you even look at the body language under the post there, I think Harlequins have done the job here today, and Powerhouse are a shadow of themselves that they were 20 minutes ago.
Yep.
Coming into the middle of the second half. And Quins, as I said before, now they're just freewheeling. They're just trying everything, shifting passes. Everyone wants to get in on the act, and I can speak from experience that they're a hard team to stop when they get in this kind of mood towards the end of a game.
Definitely. Big hello to Fran Harper and Maria Mayer, who's watching Jim, no doubt. Ada McCormack, still watching. Big hello to everyone wherever you are in the world watching live Dewar Shield Rugby from Melbourne. We are at Albert Park, Powerhouse hosting the Melbourne Harlequins, and there is about 4 minutes to go. It is 55 to 15. Bit harsh on Powerhouse, but for an hour, very, very competitive. But these last 15 to 20 minutes, unfortunately, Harlequins have just made their superiority count, scoring some tries from long distance, and nearly every time they've got the ball, unfortunately for Powerhouse, they've gone over the line. So Van Zyl still going strong. And that ball has gone behind Isaac Adams, and he's picked up by Tom Blake, who's been superb today. I'm going to look to run again. This is Gus Hamilton. Good tackling from Powerhouse. Gone deep to Adams, who's going to kick, and that is coming towards us here. So, JC, I'm going to have to push you. We have to look at the Optimus Health Group Man of the Match. What are you got? Some nominations?
I have. I've got a couple of nominations actually, and you were just talking about one of them. Young Khalifi for Harlequins has been very good, but I still believe that the player of the day is going to come from the back row of Harlequins, who have basically dominated the tempo of the game in the way that Harlequins have been able to play.
Yeah.
And you can actually pick any one of the three.
Oh, exactly right.
Tom Blake and obviously Katanali Tai and Brandon Payne, they have just dominated this game and allowed the Harlequins backs to run right.
All right, Tuigamala to throw in. Will they get a late consolation try? So there's a replacement scrum half for Price as well. That is William Umu. Powerhouse still working hard. Krell. Oh, good move there from Young Yen. He's tried hard as well after moving from centre back to fullback. So Umu fights. Oh, what a short ball. That was unfortunate. Could have come away. And guess who? Brendan Payne again, the man on the spot. Made the tackle, forced the mistake, picked up the error, and converted it to a counter-attack. Aitchen this time picks up the loose ball, kicks ahead. Will Aitchen get through? He's showing the wheels. This is another replacement for Powerhouse, who mops up at the back. I think that is Peterson. Umu looking for Krell. Oh, Krell's dropped it. And they're going to go for an attacking scrum 5 metres out. Mistake there from Krell, but I think he looked up in front of him before he even got possession of the ball.
Yeah, I think he was looking to get the ball into touch and hoping that would be full time, Pete.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Referee Horton, as all referees do, played to the 80th minute. And we've got a stoppage of play here, and now we've got this attacking scrum with the whole left-hand side of the field open for Quins. Be interesting to see what kind of shape they put on here to see if they can finish with another 7-pointer.
Yep, there is an injury in back play.
Looks like cramp, or maybe looking at the knee.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it is knee more than cramp, to be honest. I'm not quite sure who it is. It is, it's our man, Brandon Payne. Let's hope he can get through the 80 minutes, because he has been an absolute standout today. So, attacking scrum, 5 metres out. We're in the last throws of the round 2 match of the round for Brighton Renault and BLK Global.
And we've got the entire Quins back line set out to the left.
There's an interesting move. Aitchen's sitting in between at the back of the scrum and the fly half, but Khalifi is at fly half. with Isaac Adams sitting a little bit deeper. So no doubt Quins have got a bit of a move on here.
Yeah, look for them to play out the back to Adams, and then they're going to shift the ball to the edge.
So Van Zyl. Scrum has collapsed around Blake, but Blake has maintained great control. Khalifi, short ball to Kumi. And Kumi unfortunately drops the ball in the tackle when he was trying to get his hands free to try and pop it out. But unfortunately just dropped the ball in the impact. So JC, I'm going to have to push you for the full man of the match from Optimus Health Group. Who are you going to go with?
Okay, even though it's a very difficult decision, but we've mentioned him a number of times today. He has hand in a lot of tries, and his work rate at both set piece and around the field has been exceptional. Player of the match today goes to Brandon Payne.
Yep, that's echo your sentiments there. He has been, you know, it's very difficult because the Quins back row have been exceptional today. And there's a lot of honourable mentions, but Payne has been quite exceptional. Here we go again. Powerhouse trying to run it from deep. What can they do? They deserve a little bit of consolation. Here's Fui. Oh, they've got men over if they can get it here. This is Murray. Jimmy Mayer, right on halfway, right in front of us here. All the Harlequins backs are offside. Oh, look at this, the big fella's going through. Fui. Tuigamala still going strong. Krell, McKinnon, good pop pass. Oh, what a tackle that is. Fantastic. Great to see both teams trying to play at 80 minutes as well. There's nobody walking. Everyone's trying hard. Andrew Gear looking for more work. Umu, short pass. Oh, he's beaten one. This is Young Yen. Right on the 22. Can Powerhouse get over the line? Krell, McKinnon. McKinnon throws it up. This is a replacement Sa. Inside the 22. Paris still got possession. It's going to be a penalty, all offside in the middle. We're in right in the dying embers of this match of the round. In all fairness, Powerhouse do deserve another try. They've scored only 2. Thought it was a bit more. So they're kicking a touch, attacking line out here. I think we're past the 80 minutes now.
Yes, Beef, I think this will be the last play of the game, and so obviously going to the line out, and don't be surprised if they look for a quick maul here and then shift it to midfield and then try and score in this left edge.
So Tuigamala probably going to look for the big Irishman, Ryan McKinnon. Well, find the replacement. So it's at the back. Will they set it up? They're trying to roll it round. They're going forward. Quins have snuffed this out and dragged it to the ground. So got to set up again. Umu looking wide. Krell wide again. This is Gear. Gear's coming inside. He's still going his Gear. Will they get support? Hediachi charging in there. Wisemantle. Still moving. Umu's gone the short side this time. This is Mayer again. Can he add to his try tally? Umu. McKinnon. McKinnon, he's been busy. The number of times he's popped up at first receiver has been fantastic for the Irishman. Umu. Krell. Long. Hediachi. No. Fui. Oh, Fui has a poor pass now. Guess what? This could well end up at the other end. Nubalavu. Oh, it's great. He's still going. No, this is Viale, actually. Viale still going strong. Made 50 yards, did Viale there. Adams pops it back inside. Van Zyl. Van Zyl gets inside the 22. That's been dropped. And it could well be the last play of the game. Yes, it is. The referee, Horton, blows it up. And it could have been a try at one end, a try at the other end. And if Powerhouse had picked that up, they may have well gone the distance the other way as well. But look at the Powerhouse players. They're out on their feet. I'll tell you what, Ryan McKinnon is lying on the floor, and this one bloke has worked his absolute socks off today, and he is absolutely exhausted. The old saying is, don't leave anything out on the pitch, and this one man that shows that Powerhouse have been absolutely steamrolled today, but one guy has tried so much harder. But we have ended up with a score of Powerhouse 15, Harlequins 55. That is 9 tries to 2. JC, your thoughts on the afternoon?
Yeah, well, obviously, even though it was a fairly even first half, and we actually thought Powerhouse going into the second half had a bit of a sting in their tail, but obviously the clinical nature of Harlequins and the way they play, everybody knows their job, everybody knows the role they have to play, and their skill sets across the park make it that if you make one error against them in defence, they're going to hurt you, and that's what they did. And then, of course, their fitness, and they really just, as you said before, steamrolled over the top of Powerhouse in the last 25 minutes.
Yeah.
And once you allow Harlequins to start freewheeling like that, you can't stop them. There's just no way. So they came home with a wet sail, fully deserved their win. There's some good things for Powerhouse to work on, but at the moment, obviously, Quins, one of the teams to beat in 2019.
No, very true. All right, I'll run you through the scorers and the final score. It was 15 Powerhouse Harlequins, 55, 9 tries to 2. Turi Uini got a try, Manaya Coco a try, Brendan Payne didn't. Katanali Tay got 2. Malcolm Khalifa got a try, Justin Masters got 2, both from long distance. David Ione late on got 1, Sione Teofa got 1 as well. Philip McConnell, 3 conversions, Isaac Adams, 2 conversions. Tries for Powerhouse to Philip Mary and Jim Mayer, a conversion and a penalty to Halcyon Price. 9 tries to 2, and as you say, JC, about 8 minutes into the second half, it was still 17-10, and Powerhouse were in the ascendancy.
They were, and we didn't really know what the second half would bring. Downwind for Powerhouse and everything, but as I said a few times during the call, Beef, I just think Powerhouse at this stage of the season are caught between knowing what style they want to play. They've obviously got some real strengths, but they seem to get caught between wanting to play the Quins way or wanting to play to their traditional strengths. So once the coaches work that out, Powerhouse are going to be there when the whips are cracking later in the year.
Yeah,
but at the moment,
I think so.
Gee, Quins are very clinical.
No, definitely. Alrighty, that's all from the second round. Match of the round, the Dewar Shield. It's been an absolute pleasure to talk to you. Thank you for joining us wherever you are in the world. Hopefully we will catch you again next week. I nearly wrote down where we were going to be next week and I forgot to. So please jump on the Rugby Victoria Facebook page. You will find out the match of the round for next week. But it will be 3:15 at kickoff wherever we are. We're going to catch up with the man of the match and the Victoria's coach, Chris Allen. So jump on the Facebook page. We'll have those interviews for you during the next couple of days. So thanks for joining us. I've been Beefy. I've been joined by Justin Carroll for the first time this year, and we will see you again next week.